Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
So, if everyone's okay with this and everyone's comfortable, I wanted to talk about the topic of conflict in a group. So, how to handle if either, the facilitator is having maybe a conflict with a group member, or if group members are having conflict with each other. Is everyone cool with that topic?
Sure.
Sounds
Cool.
good.
Yeah.
So, would you be more concerned with how to handle it appropriately between say if I'm running a group and there's two clients conflicting? Is it how to intervene without shutting people down, or
That's what I don't know.
Yeah.
right without being hey, you two need to stop, without telling them to stop?
I know. Do you have something?
Conflict reducing procedures.
Ooh.
Stand by.
That sounds
But
good.
keep talking around you.
Alright.
As I love.
Let me know when you have that. But I think my struggle is, I know me as a person feels really uncomfortable around conflict, and especially watching it. So what happens when you're sitting in a group of, 7 to 10 people, and two of them are just going at it with each other? Because I know in class we discussed kind of just letting it roll, letting them do their thing.
Yeah.
But how long is too long, and how long does it become unbeneficial then to the group to let them hash it out?
Right. I mean, yeah, we're always taught that to.
Yeah.
No, I had
Yeah.
no words left, so I was happy you jumped in.
Well, I feel like in theory we're the group. So you said there's two group members arguing.
And
It should be so. In theory, the other group members would then be "What's going on here? I feel like you're feeling like this and you're feeling like this." But I think that never happens.
Yeah, I
think
feel
you
like
just
that's
sit there and they're
unlikely.
"Oh my God, they're fighting," and they'll just stare.
And
record.
everyone
And then
looks to
it's-
you for help.
And then
They're
it is on.
"Come on,
Yeah, right.
You're the adult here, do something."
right.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you're but why?
That is. Yeah. I don't know.
So,
It was one of the random books. That's not this one.
That
that
Oh, I
talked
have-
about.
I have
I'm not gonna. I don't have no idea where it came from, but it was noticing that you felt uncomfortable, and it was who do you feel most uncomfortable with? And you'd be Chucky, and then he'd force that conversation to happen. And Cameron said he would never actually make that happen.
Yeah.
But just random conflict. You're the one who starts it for them when you recognize the tension.
Okay.
right. But what if it's after the tension?
It's already happened.
It's happened or happening. So say Katie and I start going in.
Yeah.
We just disagree and we just refuse to we're both very strong-minded people. We're not gonna back down. Let's say that's happening.
Mm-hmm.
How do you?
You have to first seek out the difference of opinions.
So what section are you in, Jess?
I'm in the decision-making section, and it talks about how to negotiate conflict, I think it was. So first you have to decide what your different opinions are, present them clearly and logically, critically analyze both positions, change your mind, and keep the goal of reaching the best decision. So
It sounds like a really
Yeah.
nice way of doing it, but I
Yeah,
feel like
I
it
would
never
never
will
be able to.
happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It also sounds like it's just still taking away from the rest of the group.
Yeah.
So say you have your group of
Yeah.
7 and 2 are conflicting. I'm gonna keep using that.
Yeah.
But and then you pretty much stop what was going on to focus on what's happening.
Yeah.
There's now 5 other group members that are just watching you mediate, and I feel they're not getting much out of it.
semi-challenge though, if hypothetically in class when Molly and Cameron were early seeing eye to eye in Molly's view, because I don't think Cameron was even aware of it, I felt it would have been useful to see them talk it out, and then we would have processed with the group why did you feel so uncomfortable watching them not happy with each other?
But to challenge, I think as the angry person in that situation, that's not how I would want that to go.
Yeah.
More than likely, me as the angry person, if either one of you guys or Cameron was let's talk about this right now, I would have got up and left, genuinely. And I didn't. Instead, I just sat there grumpy as butts. But I think this is one of my struggles, and I'm glad we had that experience last week to be able to kind of process it now. Because even as the angry person, I didn't know how to handle it. Because there's that part of you that doesn't want to take away from the group, and there was that very strong part of me that didn't want to talk about it as a group.
But
But
we
also,
ended
like-
up doing
Yeah.
it. And I think that's where the
During the second part,
break
yeah.
was useful too.
Yes.
Because that's another thing, like groups wise, like you can recognize that two people are disagreeing, take a break from it, but come back and say, last week it was weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah. Let
Like-
them process on their own a little
Yeah.
Also, I
Let
feel like
emotions simmer.
due to like how close our group is, because we've been a group for now this whole semester, I think that like we all felt that conflict right away, and like as a group, quietly and like telepathically, we agreed to this
Yeah.
like don't touch it, don't touch that
Yeah.
issue right now,
Yeah.
and kind of tried to like stay above it.
Yeah.
I feel like real life groups will end up doing the same thing,
Yeah,
in theory. Unless they like they hate the person who
right.
Or
I
they
wasn't about to
really
be
like
like,
to
Molly,
make
why are
more
you shut down right now?
yeah.
Yeah,
Unless they're
and then
yeah,
you
like,
see
goals.
And then-
people's behavior.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, I feel like that
Mhm.
to be a fly on the wall and just watching it is really interesting.
Mm.
But actually being the adult and like changing the course of the conflict.
Well, that,
Yeah.
I feel like it might be a little bit easier in like school settings like Amanda's in, because you're kind of that like adult teacher figure. Whereas like
Yeah.
I know
There's
like
like a power.
our guys were fighting.
Yes.
I don't feel comfortable being, me trying to be like, you guys stop it, let's find a solution. They're gonna be like,
Yeah.
fuck off, what are you doing?
Yeah. I don't know. I think it depends on what they're arguing about, what type of situation you're in,
Well, not
like where the group is. I
Yeah.
feel like everything is
situational.
dependent. Yeah.
Yeah.
Situational. Better than say
And this also like plays into the whole like what we've talked about all day, like the awkward like going in, like starting but not starting, and like not having structure. Like this is
Yeah.
one of those things that like you can kind of know what to do, but it's going to depend on the people, the time, the place, the subject,
Yeah.
and no matter what you've learned, I don't think anything will really prepare you to like handle it, because
Yeah,
it's never going to be
especially
like
the
a
first
textbook
time.
situation. And yeah, first time
You're gonna be like,
Especially because they're gonna probably be arguing so quickly.
Yeah.
You're just gonna be like,
yeah.
let me just theory.
just have a bell. Just have a bell in your back pocket. And be like, ding, ding, ding.
I have
Prism?
smart things to say.
Everyone gets
Smart
get a little
things.
triangle.
Did you learn anything in your class, Katie, about conflict resolution? It's okay if it's a no. I'm sorry to put you on that spot.
Like you all know, I learned nothing when it actually came to dealing with real life scenarios of a group. I do have my other group member. Her name is Anna. She was one of the people who facilitated our group. She told us a story of how one of her first groups that she had to run at her internship by herself, they put her on in this group of a bunch of it was like an IOP program. So it was men and women mixed together. The group is kind of large. And she is older, so they thought she would be more able to deal with a group of that age people with that many alone. So she went into it, and there was a conflict, and it actually became physical. And so dealing with that
Yeah.
as
Wow.
a 6-year-old woman trying to not understanding, do I break up these two people?
Yeah.
Do I leave the room for my safety? Do I
Yeah.
move everyone else out of the room? And then after that day, she figured out, okay, here's the agency's policy when it comes to that sort of conflict.
Yeah.
But, I mean, nothing prepares you for it happening
Yeah.
Yeah.
until it
no.
happens, you
Yeah.
know?
And then you learn afterwards, and you're like, oh, so that's what I should have done.
Yeah.
So I think that's just interesting. I would be more interested to actually watch it just happen in front of me and not address it than actually needing to address it.
I feel like we've tried to do it in class. Like we've talked about conflict in the group, and we never actually see it.
Yeah. We just talked about in class recontracting and basically just saying oh, so what I'm hearing, your view is this and your view is this, and seeing where that goes.
Yeah.
I feel like if they're pissed off and you're saying, this is what you're saying, this is what you're saying, they're gonna look at you and
They'll
be
just
like,
be like, fuck
yeah,
off.
Yeah.
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I feel like I would do that.
That's what I would, exactly. That's what
Someone's
I would
coming
do.
at me like I'm wrong, and I'm like,
Yeah.
no, I'm right. I'm
Yeah.
not just gonna be like, okay.
Well,
no.
can I challenge the group a little bit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I want to know what in a situation you guys would do if someone is creating conflict with, like, you. Like, we had a person at our internship, and he did it during my individual as well, who said the N-word a lot. And, like, he didn't say it specifically during group, but he insinuated that he had said it to someone while sitting next to someone who would get offended by it. But everyone just kind of skirted around it. But in that situation, say he did say it out loud again. Like, I know for me during individual, I was kind of like, why don't we not say that? And he was just like, why? And then went on a long rant about how he didn't like black people, and it was really uncomfortable. But that's his thing.
That's his truth. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it goes against what I believe. So
Yeah.
whereas
Yeah.
my
Yes.
uncomfortableness, I guess, against...
I feel like
How are you able
What
to
is
be
the
respected
question?
in that
Yeah.
situation?
Yeah, I think...
Sort of.
Yeah. I
If
think
that
my
makes
thought
sense.
is, like, if... And of course that word, I guess, doesn't affect me as much as it might affect someone else. But,
Yeah.
like, we had another client who said that he wouldn't attend an event if it was... if the rainbow team would be there. In reference to gay people being there. And he said it to Chucky and I. So, like...
I feel like they do that there to get a rise out of people.
yeah.
So it's like,
Yeah.
it's almost like children. Plan, ignore, like, don't do it. Or just be like,
Yeah.
why? Why not? Why
Yeah.
wouldn't you go there if they were there? Why?
Because Cam would probably
Like,
want you
say
to,
it
like,
out loud. You're
What's the
insinuating
what's the
all
group
this stuff.
think of what he just said, and
Yeah.
let them just
Right.
berate him for I don't know how long. Because hopefully someone would have something to say, but if that's like genuinely how he feels,
Yeah.
it's gonna get weird probably.
Yeah.
I avoid conflict, like it's my job.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to handle this.
Yeah, in the group, I feel like
Mhm.
I probably wouldn't be like, let's talk about
Yeah.
that when there's a person
No.
sitting right next to him that, like, that
Yeah.
probably won't end well. But,
Wow. It was
I don't
just
know.
all
That's
sorts of
tough,
weird.
but I
That's
think
rough.
with like subjects like that come up, it's like hard to put aside like personal feelings
Mm-hmm.
from helping someone that like that's your job.
Yeah.
Is you're there to help them, like, you know, like they're there to work on themselves and they know they need to, or at least they should know they need to. And I know that's like hard for a lot of people, but it's also I'm not going to be able to work on myself without being completely honest about everything. So if something comes out that offends you, and say like Amanda's my like therapist or counselor, and I say something that offends something personal to her life, like I would expect that she just almost like compartmentalizes, if that's the right term,
Mm-hmm.
but just like pushes it aside, and it's just like kind of just like the Cam thing. It's like, well, why do you feel that way? Like, why is that coming up? Like, why do you feel the need to talk about that with me? In a sense, like, so if someone were to sit down with me as a client and they were like, I hate gays out of nowhere, and just went off about like gay people, and I'd be like, do you feel that this is important to tell me? Is this something you don't like me, or not like I would make it about myself, but like trying to find out like why they're saying it rather than take it personally. But I'm also like, as a person, I'm not one to take that stuff too personally all the time. Sometimes yes, all the time no. In a situation where that's what I'm like trained to do and I'm like working at it, I feel like I would not.
Mm-hmm.
I would have to like put that extra effort into blocking out those personal like instincts to just be like, you said what?
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know. I think there's a difference between like taking it personally and telling them that, whether you are or not, or just like kind of saying like, well, you realize some people might take that personally. Like, is that how you want people to look at you? Like, is that your
Yeah.
goal? Like, what is your goal? And like, because they're being confrontational, but
Yeah.
passive aggressively. So, what is that serving
Yeah.
for them?
Yeah. I see that you have your.
I got nothing from
Okay.
this page at all. It was
Okay.
about
Wanted
conflicts
to
of
check.
interest and so thank God.
That was super quick.
that's because
We
we
only have like 30 seconds.
started it late.
Yeah.
Yesterday.
I mean, does anyone have any like final thoughts or like statements they want to add in?
Conflict sucks.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
never want to have it in a group.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't think it's a topic where it can be like starting by not starting is so clear cut.
Yeah.
It's like conflict depends on who the clients are, where you are, what's
It's so situational.
What they're
So
dealing with
situational.
outside of there. Like,
Yeah.
what your agency rules are. Like Katie mentioned, like the
yeah,
agency
that's a
rules,
good
and I'm
point
like,
too. Yeah.
you
Yeah.
have to follow the agency standards of things. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
whereas I know, like, our agency, I could clearly stand up and be like, what the fuck are you doing right now?
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
no one would stop me.
No.
Yeah.
They'd like
But-
applaud.
Other
Yeah, they
places,
would.
like,
I don't think that,
if
though.
someone were to get, like, physical and violent, like, I know at our place, like,
I would run.
That's a no go.
that would be, like, shut down real quick. But if somewhere else, like, if I'm alone in a room and clients are getting physical, I'd be like,
Help.
help! Hit the panic button under the desk or something. Like, I don't know, but it all depends. There's so
Mhm.
much, like, that things depend on.
Yeah.
So I guess
So-
it's just experience over time. We'll get better at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I think we've said goes along with a lot of what we're learning.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Is that, like, we can read about it and talk about it, but until, like, we
Yeah.
actually do it and, like, feel it for ourselves, then we'll actually know how to handle it better.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And I think being more comfortable with the possibility of conflict will make you more comfortable in addressing
Mm-hmm.
the behaviors that might then lead into it even more.
maybe just
If
kind of,
that
like,
makes
expecting that
sense.
it's gonna happen rather than
Yeah.
hoping it doesn't.
Right.
Yeah.
Like if you're not too scared in that situation that you're talking about, then you would be able to address it.
Okay.
But I feel like now I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good job, team.
You want to evaluate?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have the paper. I left it at home. I'm pretty incompetent.
I keep just passing mine along. 'cause I
Okay.
don't want it.
Yeah.
Okay. So number one, purpose of the group.
Groups.
Conflict.
Conflict.
Yeah, like,
Group practice.
conflict and group
Conflict
practice process.
Should we have
Say
like
group
done a
process
role
every
play or
time.
something?
Oh. Next video.
Next time.
That'd be
Okay.
interesting.
So
Jess is
Uh,
like, no.
God, please don't. Because I'm gonna sit there like, I don't know what to do. They're fighting.
Alright, role play over. That's what Jess would do.
And she forgot the bell.
I'm gonna start crying in the corner.
yeah,
Somebody's all bells for graduation.
Yes.
groups.
Yeah.
Okay. So the goals of the individual members. I feel like I was the only one with a goal.
I mean, I think we all, like, latched onto your goal because we all seem to agree that we don't know how to handle conflict and we won't know how to handle conflict.
Until it comes.
So,
Yeah. So I guess that's just again something we need to learn over time. Okay. Did we stay focused?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting that we're more tired than normal, but also
Oh
more
my God.
focused
I
than
know.
normal.
I feel like we
There's
just want to get it through.
25
Yeah.
times
One more
in this
time,
video,
let's go.
sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. So co-facilitation. I talked a lot. I'm sorry.
No,
You guys did good.
Too.
Yeah.
We all jumped in and, like, we felt necessary.
I'm sorry.
I'm covering.
Okay. Cohesiveness.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were pretty good.
That was good.
I agree.
Okay. Let's see. Inquiry. We asked questions ish.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Well, I think a lot of it is just, like, questions because no one yet has too much experience in this. So
Yeah.
It's more so, like, what
Hypothetical.
would happen if
Yeah.
this happened? Like, what would you do? Like, what's your opinion? I like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sit there so awkwardly. Just sob internally.
Sit closer to the door and get out first.
Yeah.
And group.
Great.
Bye.
Did
See you next week.
it. 2 minutes in, just book
Right.
it.
I'm out.
We're done.
Okay. Risk taking. I don't think we did that.
Oh.
Genuinely.
I'm not sure
Yeah.
we risk took.
I wish we did more. But I don't think we took any risks.
Yeah, no, sorry.
I mean,
Next time.
mistake making. That a little might be gained. I don't know.
Yeah, no.
Depth in the work.
I mean, on the subject, yeah, we got a little deeper.
But
Yeah.
not like in the way that he means.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He means like.
I feel like
I
it wasn't, like,
think it was
emotionally deep.
Well, we all said we're scared and we don't know what to do.
But we didn't really get into like
Into
what
why.
part
Yeah.
scares you, what's your
Yeah, we
True.
could have gone a little bit
Experience.
deeper.
Conflict.
Surface.
Yeah.
you.
Build on that.
Well, no, I think when we're all talking about how we're so scared of conflict and we would run, that could have been a good chance to be like, well, why would you run? But I feel like,
Do you usually run from conflict?
yeah,
Yeah.
Yes.
I feel like all of us are the same. Okay, get out. I feel like all of us are the same.
I feel like I'm a little
I feel like
more comfortable
we
with
were a
conflict
little bit more
than
in depth than
normal
we
people.
usually are, though. Because
That's
sometimes when
all.
we say like I would be scared, we're like, haha, let's talk about anything other than what
Yes.
scares
Yeah.
us. So we tried to stay a little
Yeah.
bit, at least on track depthness, not like
Yeah.
diving any deeper, but
Mm.
Yeah.
we stayed there.
Do you think we did any sort of change work?
No,
No.
Still the same.
still conflicted about it.
Yeah. Did we challenge?
think
Yeah,
we
challenged a bit,
challenge,
yeah.
challenges were all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Challenge.
So did we process work when needed?
I don't think we did much
I think
of
we're
that.
kind of bad at a lot of these.
but- yeah. I also think it's tough in this
Yeah.
situation because it's like,
It's not, yeah.
I think if we did challenge each other, then we could have done some process
Right.
work.
or if we went
like,
deeper into
yeah.
like the
Well,
why are you afraid of conflict
Yeah.
and worked through that, and then we could process.
Yeah.
But we didn't take it there.
Exactly. Evaluation.
Good job.
We're doing it.
We're doing it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Awesome.
so this is pretty irrelevant. I'm sorry, this is wasting some of our video. So on Chucky and mine, the outcome isn't number 13, but on Jess's it is. So they
Interesting.
look
Nice
different, which is why I think we never.
Do outcomes.
do
I
outcome.
didn't know outcomes
Yeah.
was like a number.
He handed me this
Oh.
and
Wow.
said, "Do these."
Okay.
So
You're supposed to
his
keep
little
it?
handwriting over here, that's his handwriting. I don't write like that.
Oh.
He said,
What's it say?
What?
Guidelines.
"It says guidelines video."
It says I am your
But I think we were pretty productive. I don't know. It was pretty tangible
Yeah.
outcomes.
Outcomes.
I don't even. I don't think I've ever even read that.
Nope.
Oh, Amanda's looks different also.
It is different. I have that version too.
No, but yours doesn't have this bottom part. This is irrelevant. We can turn off the video. Bye, Cameron.
Bye.